My husband at the time used to take me to the fights with him. He was a stockbroker and a boxing referee, and I hated it. I thought it was very barbaric and cruel. And one night, he taught me how to keep score on the back of a program, only a 10-second lesson. And I kept score, and at the end of the evening, he said he was going to turn it into our commissioner, Zach Clayton, and I begged him not to do it. It's not a great thing to see a grown woman beg, but I begged. Zach said, "I like this better than the men. Keep doing it." So for a period of a year and a half, he sent me a little rules and regulations book, which was very tiny but very thick. It took me a year and a half to get through it. And every time I went to the fight, I guess you could say this was part of an exam. The oral part was he asked me questions, and the written part was I turned in sporadic scores so he could compare it with those of the men. And one night, right before the main event, he came over to me and he said, "Lady," which is all he ever called me, "I've got good and bad news for you." I said, "Well, give me the bad news first." He said, "The bad news is that you and Bob have to drive up to Harrisburg next Thursday." I said, "That's only 2 hours from Fort Washington. What is the good news?" And to this day, I can put myself back in time and remember his exact words, which were, "I'm going to have you appointed by Pennsylvania Governor Milton Chapp as the first woman professional boxing judge in the world." I thought he was kidding. My answer to him was right on. And next Thursday, we went up, and I met the governor, who was little, and they gave me huge boxing gloves to pretend that I was striking him. But instead, I leaned over and whispered in his ear, "Local Jewish girl makes good." And he loved that. I have pictures, and he's grinning from ear to ear. It was so exciting to me because I'd never been in a spot like that before. And when we got home, there were reporters sitting on the front step. So then I really thought I was important.